Hello, how are you all doing? How is your weekend? How was your Sunday, or how is your Sunday going for you? Yeah, let's talk about the topic on the title and thumbnail. The main topic for this conversation is on women. How the world blame women for everything. Women are being blamed. Women are being blamed for everything. But before we get what am I saying? I'm speaking fast. But before we get right into that conversation, let's talk about Neo. Was should I say a couple of days back, I saw him on a podcast talking about his relationship dynamic. He currently has three girlfriends. He's in a polyamorous relationship. I think that's how it's been pronounced. Let me be sure. Polyamorous relationship. Yeah, that's the pronunciation. And he said they're all happy together. Neo was once married and he got divorced in 2023. He was once married to Krista Renelle Williams, and that marriage lasted for 7 years. The marriage ended because of the allegations of infidelity. They might have other reasons, so that's why the marriage ended. But what online publications are saying is allegations of infidelity. According to what they are saying, they said he has 7 children from different women. So currently, he is in a polyamorous relationship with three women. He said they're all happy. They seem happy to me. And this is not my first time of hearing about such relationship. They do exist. It's a relationship where a man is dating more than one woman, and the people involved are very much aware. They are happy together. So they say they are very much aware that this man is involved with the other woman and also involved with them. Sometimes they come together to maybe have sex together or something. Yeah. So I saw the interview and people had a lot to say. People had a lot to say. At some point, he was asked about how he has been able to navigate each individual in that relationship. He was talking about how different they are character wise, and he had to approach them accordingly. Let's have a look at the video. I pray I don't get copyrighted. If not, I'm going to cut off that bit after the stream. If I do get copyrighted, I'll take it off after the stream. If I don't, I'm going to leave it. So yeah, let's have a look at him explaining his relationship.
That anybody ever felt like that ever again. So I went to, one of the women, one of the three I've been with a little longer than the other one. So I basically.
That's not the beginning of the conversation.
Yes. With three women.
Yes.
How does this work with three women?
After my very public, very ugly divorce, I made the decision that I was never going to tell another lie to a woman ever again in life.
I like
I own the things that I did in that marriage to mess it up. I own it completely, and I decided I didn't want to be the reason that anybody ever felt like that ever again. So I went to, one of the women, one of the three I've been with a little longer than the other one. So I basically went to her and said, listen, I rock with you, I love you, but I have to be honest with you, it's not just you. I would love for you to meet these other women, and if we can figure out a way to do something together, cool. If not, that's cool too. I let her decide. I let them choose. Everybody chose to stick around.
Okay.
And so now it's just a matter of, so I think the main understanding is I'm not in three relationships. I'm in one relationship with three people.
One relationship
Yes.
with three people.
Yes, and we figure out ways to make everything work. Of course, everybody gets their individual time, but group time is just as important as individual time. Somebody asked me a question about Valentine's Day coming up.
Yeah,
and
so how do you
that
do
works.
with Valentine's Day?
So mind you, these are three different women, three different personalities. You can't,
Yeah.
I can't do blanket stuff like
No.
red roses for everybody. I don't even like red roses. I can't do that. So I have to make sure that I get a gift for each of them that matches who they are. But then,
Right.
as far as like where we go and what we do, that we decide together. We go to one restaurant, so we go to one concert or whatever it is that we're doing, and then everybody gets the individual gift, and everybody's happy.
So, but does that require, because it's three women, that seems like a lot of work. So it seems like more work than with one.
I've never been afraid of hard work. Never ever.
Okay, now, so then this is the other thing I wonder about. Can they date other men?
No.
No. And no is why?
No is because, okay, so here's the thing. I've made no request for exclusivity of any of these women. I've never said, if it ain't me, it ain't nothing. I've never said that. I didn't ask for them to be with me. They said they want to be with me. Okay, they gave me their exclusivity, meaning if you gave it to me, it's mine.
All right.
And that's that. Now, if it was the other way around, I deal in partnership as opposed to ownership. I don't want to own you. I don't want to possess you. I want a partner in this, and we can partner and work it out that way. But if the exclusivity is mine, then it's mine. Damn it, you ain't giving it to nobody else. It's mine. Gave it to me. It's mine. What you want?
Quite an interesting relationship. So it's okay for him to go out there and have his personal dealings with other women, because that's basically what he said. But the people he's in this groupie relationship with cannot do so. So he's saying they chose him. They offered the exclusivity to him, not him offering it. Interesting. It sounds more like a man having three wives to me. That's what he just explained. I know this is a different situationship, because it is a situationship to me. It's a different dynamics. I know it has a name, polyamorous. I have to get the name right before I have some people trying to chop off my neck in the comment section. I had an experience about that when I said, what do you call it? The Afghanistan men are gay, but the fact that they sleep with women for procreation, we can say yeah, bye. I know it doesn't mean the same thing, but since it doesn't have a name, I chose to call it bi. It was a tug of war in in my comment section. Oh, you can say I can't believe that in 2026 some people still don't know the meaning of the difference between sexual orientation and sexual behavior. My goodness. Anyways, let's leave that conversation for another day. So back to what I was saying. So it's okay for him to have other women, because I don't think a man like this will be satisfied with what he has. He seems like a thirsty person to me. He wants more. Oliver Twist. I hope he had such conversations with them, because from the way he spoke, it seems like they already had that conversation. And I wouldn't be wrong to conclude that those women are interested in money. They might be more financially stable than he is. I don't know how deep their pockets are. Um yeah, people are clapping because it seems like they are happy. So if you see someone happy, you might as well clap for them, I guess. Anyways, so like I said, he can have women, but he cannot have other men. It's a dangerous arrangement, in my personal opinion. If they had agreed to the fact that he cannot go out and sleep with other people, then you can say it might be a safe partnership. But the fact that he can go out and sleep with other people, are they thinking about getting infected? Although he did not outrightly say that, but that's what I got from what he said. So when he goes out there, gets infected, then he comes back to his groupie, his the people he's doing the partnership with, then he spreads the infection to them without them knowing. Because he cannot tell me that every time he goes out there and comes back, he needs to be tested. I hope those women know what they are into with him. It just might be all about the money and they don't really care. Yeah, someone said it's giving the canon vibes. Yeah, so many men out there will jump at this. It gives them room to explore as many VJJ as possible. So many men will jump at this. Sounds like heaven to them. Should the government propose this, a lot of men wouldn't bat their eyelid to jump at this. They'll be so happy. If they're happy, I mean, what's his name? Neo. If he's happy with his girls, then who am I? I just thought I should have a conversation about it because I find it to be weird. Please don't take offense if you're in this kind of an arrangement. It's a thing. People do it. But the fact that he said they cannot be with other people, but he can be, that's what I find to be weird. And why didn't he think about this before getting married? Did he not know that he was that kind of a person? You got married and you put your wife through all that for 7 years. I bet he knew all along that he's that kind of a man that cannot put it in there. That kind of a man that cannot zip it up. Men should be true to themselves. And I don't think women will judge them that much. If you know you're a cheat, say it from the beginning. If you know you are a cheat, say it from the beginning. I know they say um, men are polygamous in nature. Could this be one of it? I guess some men might argue and say they've always told women are just the ones that are deluded. They want to believe what they have in their head. They're the ones forcing us to be um, monogamous. I think that's the right word. And men are also forcing us women to believe, to accept that men are polygamous in nature, which means when a man cheats, you have to understand. Some relationships are like that. So many women in my country are married to cheating husbands and they know it. It's not like they encourage it, but it's something they accept because when they complain to the elders around them, the women in their family, they often get told that all men cheat. There is no man out there that doesn't cheat. This is what they tell them. This is not coming from me. There is no man out there that doesn't cheat. So it doesn't make sense for you to want to leave your relationship or for you to leave your relationship because your husband cheated. So what usually happens is this: you would then see women, you you would then see women begging their husbands to use condom and also begging them to make sure that they don't get those women pregnant. Some women go as far as buying CD condom for their husbands. It's very common in Nigeria. I don't know if it's not common where you are, but I tell you it's very, very common in my country. Yeah. Trying to hold on. It's very common. And when you have some conversations with some women, they'll tell you cheating is not a deal breaker because all men cheat. And that's a big lie. That's a big lie. The way some men get upset, get triggered, the moment they hear you say, all men are this way. If you feel like all men cannot be bad, then why are you why are you forcing us to believe that all men cheat? So please don't let anyone deceive you into believing that all men cheat, because not all men, but a lot of men do cheat. And some women will not come out and tell you exactly how their relationship is. They wouldn't tell you the real deal. They wouldn't tell you what they're passing through in their relationship. They wouldn't do that. Enough of Nick. Why am I calling him Nikanon? Enough of Neo and his polyamorous relationship. Let's talk about how the world shame women for everything. You get period, they shame you. Period stain, they shame you. Or you're irresponsible. Why are you letting people see your blood? Are you not supposed to know when your period is coming? Are you not supposed to have a calendar? How come you made a mistake of letting your outfit get stained? They shame you for that. And they treat you like it's something bad. You offended the gods. It's a taboo. It's an abomination. They don't care how old you are. They wouldn't even put into consideration that young girls are getting used to it. You get married, they shame you. You don't get married, they shame you. Let's have a look at this lady. This is what she has to say.
This is just a This is just a reminder that the world shames women who are aging and have wrinkles, and then it shames women for having cosmetic surgery to try to do something about it. The world shames women who have babies at a young age or a teen mom, and then they shame women for having babies too old. The world shames women for how they become mothers and how they mother, and then it also shames women for not having children at all. It shames women for working too hard and then not working hard enough, for being a stay-at-home mom or a mom that goes to work. A woman who has a body where they may be overweight, and then a woman who is on a diet. The world is going to shame you either way. So just do whatever the fuck you want. This is just a reminder that the world shames women.
That's true. That's true. Why should you listen to what people are saying? This is beyond people, yeah? I know the world itself does shame people, regardless of gender. But when it comes to women, the shame is on another level. There's nothing a woman does that the world would accept wholeheartedly without finding fault. Let's have a look at this one.
It is really important as a woman to remember that even when you make mistakes, you have a right to your dignity. You also do not have to accept being degraded and humiliated by other people, by systems of power, on or offline. And I do think this is really important. When I talk about what it means to be an unpunishable woman, there are times that our actions, even actions we might not be proud of, when we make mistakes, that they will have consequences, right? Perceptions of us may change. However, that does not mean that you deserve nor should you accept degradation, humiliation, unsafe behavior. Now, of course, when you're in the public eye or you're online and visible in any kind of way, this is amplified. People will have opinions, people will have things to say. That is what it is. And at the same time, you are a human being. You do not have to accept all of that kind of pushback. that comes with it. And it's totally okay for you to still choose to protect your peace of mind. This is very important for women of all kinds, but particularly young women, right? We're living in a time where more and more women are coming online, more and more women are moving into industries where they are hyper visible. And therefore, the standard often of behavior expected is higher. The consequences that can come from being exposed are larger. All right, and things can go global, right? Behaviors that you may have done behind closed doors or done where you were only known in your local community now, if they happen, they are recorded, they are captured and shared. It can very much become global. However, that does not mean that you have to allow people to punish you. That systems, whether that is social global communities, to punish you. Everyone makes mistakes. And there will be those of you who think that what I'm saying is that women should not be accountable, should not take responsible for their actions. No. Remember, an unpunishable woman is rooted. She is regulated, she is resourced, but she is not perfect. And in being rooted, it's about being honest within yourself about who you are, what your weaknesses are, and where, yes, you may have made mistakes. That, however, does not give other people the right to degrade you, to attempt to humiliate you in the face of those mistakes. And I think it's really interesting right now. There's a conversation happening online around couples and one of the couple cheats, particularly when it's a woman who makes a mistake. It's funny how it's not viewed as a mistake when a woman makes it. By the way, regardless of gender, betrayal is never the ideal. That's not something you would take pride in. Really, it's not something to be taken lightly. But we do live in a society where one gender has been allowed. Often, this type of behavior is enabled, it is facilitated, it is condoned, regardless of what people say. That is what history shows us. Often women are expected or encouraged, particularly if you come from religious backgrounds, conservative backgrounds, you are expected as a woman to just literally accept this. You are expected to demonstrate this endurance, resilience, and moral, virtuous character by accepting that a mistake was made by your husband or your male partner. There is a clear inequality in the way that these matters are viewed and treated. And I think in the day and age we're living in now, as I say, just because someone is not perfect, newsflash, women are not perfect. Human beings aren't perfect. Mistakes do get made. And here's the other thing. There is a difference between a mistake and habit and patterns. History shows that systemically, there is a habit and a pattern of allowing, enabling, condoning, and facilitating men betraying their female partners. That is a habit and a pattern systemically. All right. So it's really interesting to see what is a push towards punishing, especially talking about someone's career being forever altered because of a mistake they have made. And that is not expected, nor is it enabled when it comes to men. We see many high-profile male figures go on to thrive in their personal and professional lives after publicly or privately betraying a female partner. So there's no need for this young woman's career to be forever altered because of one mistake that she has made. Remember, you do not have to allow people to punish you. Will there be consequences for our actions? Always. Yes, absolutely. But you do not have to allow people to humiliate you, to degrade you because of a mistake. It's not necessary. Okay.
Okay, let's talk about the society and their mode of operation. They use shame to make people fall in line. This is an old tactic. They use collective shaming system to make people fall in line, especially women. Men came up with beauty standards. Beauty is more important to men than it is to women. A certain body shape is more important to men than it is to women. Remember, it's all about the male gaze. It's about them finding the woman they are interested in attractive so they can eventually sex her. So they came up with a beauty standard. Over decades, we've had different beauty standards. And to those men, if you don't fall into that beauty standard, like if you don't meet those requirements, you don't consider you beautiful. They would outrightly mock you, call you ugly, talk about you with your friends, laugh at you because in their head, she doesn't meet the beauty standard. It's not their personal choice, but a collective choice by men. Men are all about, will my male friends, my male counterpart, accept this lady? Is she beautiful enough? I know sometimes women do it, but it's not as intense as it is when men do it. Yeah. It's not even about their personal choice. Or maybe to them, they might find her to be beautiful or attractive enough, but because they have a beauty standard, they have what their colleagues, their male colleagues would accept, approve, or disapprove. A woman that they would personally find attractive will automatically become unattractive because of the fact that their colleagues did not accept. I'm still on beauty standards. So men now have beauty standards for women. Of course, not it's not like they started having it. They have beauty standards for women. So no woman wants to be called ugly, mistreated, maltreated. Remember, there's something called pretty privilege. Just the mere fact that you look beautiful opens doors for you. Men are willing to favor women that they consider beautiful, pretty, over women that they don't consider beautiful. We all see how this has been ingrained into the system. It is in the institution, even at workplaces, at business meetings. They would favor women that are more pretty or women that they consider meet the beauty standards than women that they consider ugly. Even on the streets in our society, I've watched some what do you call it, behavioral science experiments. There was a particular video clip I saw. This woman had so much luggage, but because she wasn't nicely dressed, she wasn't looking put together. Men were walking past her. She was falling over with her luggage and all that. But the moment she switched up her appearance, looking all pretty, so many men were so willing to assist her without her even asking for help. Back to the beauty standard. Men have beauty standards for women, and they've made it in a way that women are being forced to meet those standards. For example, I already gave examples, yeah? For instance, the examples I gave already. If you want to be favored at your workplace, if you want to be treated better, meet the beauty standards. So because of these and other reasons, women are forced to meet beauty standards that on a normal day they wouldn't want to meet. In the process of wanting to meet those beauty standards, women end up doing things that on a normal day a human shouldn't do. For example, BBL. I know some women might argue or can argue and say they are not doing BBL for men. We have such women. But majority of the women that do BBL, they're doing it for the male gaze. I think they have different types of BBL. There's this one that you wouldn't even notice that someone, I think it's called, it, it, it has a name, I've forgotten the name. The bomb is not overly exaggerated. You wouldn't even notice because I think it's called natural BBL. If a woman has natural BBL and she tells me that she didn't do it for men, I can easily believe. But those women that have exaggerated bomb and all that, there's a possibility that they didn't do it for men, but I tell you, a lot of them are doing it for the male gaze. So women go out there and do BBL. They pass through excruciating pain just to meet beauty standard. Those men will turn around and shame those women. Shame those women. Same men came up with hair extensions, wigs, especially for the black community. When women end up wearing wigs, you start hearing some men say, I want my woman to be natural. Oh, you're too fake. Same men came up with makeup for women. And when women have makeups on, they'll castigate them. No, it's too much. I don't like my woman on makeup. She has to be natural. They mock you. They tell you they want to see the real face behind the makeup. It's crazy. That if you choose to be if you choose to be a stay-at-home mom, it's not like women choose. Some women do, but most of the time, men push women into becoming stay-at-home mothers. Those men that claim that they love traditional women. So if you choose to stay home and take care of the children, they'll turn around and call you a gold digger. What are you bringing to the table? You're just there eating their money. You're adding nothing to their life. You're a user. If you choose to go out there and work, you're too independent. You can't be controlled. It's crazy. Talking about it makes me laugh. You can't be controlled. It's difficult to deal with you. It's all about your career. You don't want to build a family. Your life should be all about your family. That is why a woman was created. But no, you don't want to be there for your family. A woman is not supposed to choose her personal happiness over her family. I've spoken about this before. Not from me. This is what men say. They often say this to women that are ambitious, women that are out there chasing their career. Oh, you're putting your happiness first. It's not supposed to be. You're supposed to choose your family. Marriage is not about personal happiness. So it's hard to be a woman in this world. It's hard. It's difficult. I already spoke about the period one. It's difficult. Let's have a look at this video.
Of them, and you mean to tell me that women? I just want to know why women are hated so much, because why am I finding out there's arsenic and other toxins in tampons? Tampons. It's already hard enough the fact that women have to have a period to begin with. Every month, every other month, every 3 months, however your cycle is. It is already bad that that has to happen. But you mean to tell me between pads and tampons, they're both toxic, but they're both created to help women? Like, with all the technology that we have, all the science that we have, all the information we have available, you mean to tell me something as simple as tampons, y'all can't make without poison in it? Our food has poison in it. Our air has poison in it. Our clothes, a lot of clothes have poison in it. But tampons, like the things that women insert into their body and it sits there and it soaks up everything that's inside of them. And you mean to tell me that women are still supposed to buy that off the shelves? Like, tampons? At this point, y'all just gonna have to fight me. Whatever company is creating feminine products for women, all of them, just line up one by one so we can fight. Cause there ain't no reason. There ain't no reason for it. Like, the government already made it illegal in some states for women to have control over their own body and their own say-so over their body. Birth control already got stuff in it to where there's so many drawbacks, and now women don't even have access to birth control no more. Tampons? So for those of you who aren't really concerned at this point, keep in mind that women just aren't the women that you might date as a man. It could be your mother, your grandmother, your sister, your niece, your daughter, your cousin. Like, any woman that you see, they all fall in this category of needing feminine products that are all toxic to their body. And nobody's doing anything about it. I just want to know.
Where women spend more time in the restaurants, but when it involves women, data has consistently lied, and it's lied in a way that we did not even know.
Wait, I'm trying to get this to start from the beginning. It's hard. Hold on.
When it involves women, data has consistently lied, and it's lied in a way that we did not even know that it's a lie because of how we have normalized a lot of these experiences, or we have accepted a lot of these things. Now, my moment of like eureka, where I saw all of these things happen, was when I read the book Invisible Women: The Data Bias in a World Built Designed for Men. I can't remember the name of the author, but a very amazing book, very detailed, very like data driven, and it spoke about the impact of a lot of the policies that were being designed, but they were being designed with heavily male represented data. And so when you see things like arson, and you see things like, for example, something as simple as the design of restrooms, where women spend more time in the restrooms, but they have equal stalls as men, and things like that, even though like women will spend twice the time because they have to clean up after and a lot of those things. You see all of those decisions come into play in a very interesting way, where you can just tell that the world I grew up in, where I always thought that things were normal, were worlds that were built excluding women without question, right? Now, what then gets problematic about this is that AI is now being built using data, that same data. So now we are building an artificial intelligence that is supposed to be super intelligence. We're building that on the foundation of this already failed data. Now, what we're doing in essence is like this AI would now be building on this already distorted data. And so we have AI being built by people that are non-women. They are being built by a representation that does not represent the best interest of women. And now they are being built on the data that did not represent the best representation of women. So like, it's already going to be flawed. It's already looking very problematic. If we need women in STEM at any point in history, this moment is one of those times when we definitely need more women in STEM, because we cannot again repeat the same cycle, because it has to end. It has to end. That's basically
Nice point. Let's start off with the man that spoke about tampons. A couple of months back, I think there was a trend on tampons and pads. People talking about allergies, the content that was used to make those products. And I also think there was a particular brand that had to withdraw their products from the market. I think so. To think that women have been using pads, tampons for years, decades, no one noticed this. No one noticed what people were complaining. When I mean no one noticed it, like it wasn't checked. They didn't have organizations that monitored the content that was used in producing that to make sure that the products were safe for women to use. It's disturbing. Honestly, it is. What he said about tampons, I really don't know much about it, but I have seen people complain about it. The reason why I pulled up the video is to drive a point home. Women are not really researched. I mean, things about us are not deeply researched as it is with men. Most of the models used in researches carried out in the past were men, not women. When it comes to car manufacturing, men were used, not women. There's so many other instances out there. When they say it's a man's world, it is truly a man's world. The same beauty standard I spoke about, men came up with the beauty products and all that. A lot of the beauty products, not all of them, but a lot of them are toxic to women. The hair extension, toxic as well to women. People were not researching on this. People just allowing men come up with whatever they could come up with just to sell to women. They cared less about our health. Yeah, they were more focused on men themselves. And I've also heard people talk about women should support more brands that are produced by women than brands produced by men. But brands produced by men are more than those produced by women because men have the money. It's men's world. They have the money, they have the capital, they have the finance. Yeah, even birth control pills too. Thanks, Jasmine. There's a whole lot out there that it's been known little about because it doesn't concern men. I read an article on birth control. They said originally it was made for men, but the reason why men refused to use it is because of the side effects. They don't want it. So it's okay for women to be the ones experiencing those side effects. When you talk about birth control, there's a whole lot of side effects. I don't even want to make this conversation about it. Anything that will discomfort men, they are not interested. Push it onto women. Women are the sacrificial lamb. We want a world that is inclusive. We can't be existing in this world and experiencing segregation. They say it all the time is a man's world. We understand. But does it have to be that way? Does it have to be that way? You prioritize man's health. You go to hospitals. Most researches that have been done are on men. Policies in hospitals favor men more than it favors women. There was a publication on pain. Women, pregnant women talking about the pain level when they talk about pain and painkillers to numb their pain. Some doctors, some male doctors were not listening to them. I don't even think it has to be pregnancy alone. I think it has more to do with health issues that have to do with pain and that were common that commonly occurred amongst women. But the one of the pregnancy, the male doctors could not get it. They always assume that women are good at exaggerating pain. How do you understand what you've not experienced? There are some things that you don't need to experience it to understand it. But when it comes to pain, it's hard for you to understand it if you've not experienced it. If it were to be men giving birth, experiencing those pain, I tell you, men will do better when it comes to researching ways to make delivery easier, ways to make dealing with pain easier. But because it doesn't have to do with men, but with women, they show less interest. They're less interested. They are less interested in it. I know someone might ask, why are women not doing it for themselves? We're talking about resources. We don't have so many women well placed in positions like that as we do with men. When you talk about research, scientific research, you think about grants. Who are the people in charge of these grants? Government gives grants. We have organizations. They have to limit it. Men are the ones in charge. It's not every research you propose to them that would give you access to getting a grant. They are also regulating that. Yeah, getting nail polish is very toxic. It's toxic. The UV light, but it seems like it's nothing because women are trying to meet beauty standard that men set for us. They're the ones selling those products to us. No one is talking much about it. No one is looking deeper into those materials that are being used to produce the nail gel and all that. The eyeliners, the eye pencils, there's a whole lot. Was it not recently I made a video on China, and the video was about the Chinese government increasing tax on contraceptives because they are trying to force women into having more babies. Women are obviously not interested in having family as they were in the past. And of course, this was due to the policies they had in place and also the standard of living. Things are very expensive. Shouldn't the government face the root cause? Shouldn't they ask women what the problem is? No, we are irrelevant. They believe in forcing us to do what we don't want to do. So the best solution they came up in their head is to increase the tax on contraceptives, because if they do that in their head, it will prevent women from buying them and force them to have sex without using them. By so doing, they might fall pregnant. And I don't think if you fall pregnant, it's easier for you to take it out. Because to be in a country where the government is increasing the tax on contraceptives, what makes you think they would want you to easily take out the baby? No. It's difficult existing as a woman. It's a man's world, they say. Yeah, I would love to talk about this Afghanistan stuff. I made a video on it a couple of days back, and I just wanted to update us on it. This video I'm about to play is a very sad one. It's a very sad one. So I'm just going to play these two videos and then we'll talk more on it. It's always hard playing Instagram videos because it's difficult for me to see the play line. I don't know what that is called. It's difficult for me to play it from the beginning because I'm not logged in. Yeah. And I don't want to log in.
To dress as female homosexual is forbidden and can even get you killed. But you'll be surprised what happened in a specific country. Let me show you. In Afghanistan, there's a common practice called bachabatsi, where boys as young as 10 are kidnapped or bought for cash from poor families, and they're forced to dress as females and perform in only men parties. Now, if you know, in Afghanistan, women are not allowed to speak, be seen, or dance in public. So they use little boys to perform, and there's only men parties. After these parties, the men will compete among each other to end up sleeping with the boy they fancy. Once these boys reach 20 years of age, they're no longer considered attractive, so they're being discharged from these events. Due to trauma and financial issues, most of these little boys, once they've been discharged, they end up as male prostitutes. Now, this practice has been happening for centuries, and the government claims it's trying its best to stop it. However, it still continues to this day, and that's due to corruption and lack of education. So hopefully one day, these will all finish.
It seems like men are more interested in sex. It's all about sex for them. They want you to please your male gaze. That's what it is. It's either they're using women to achieve that, or naive little humans, men, to also achieve that. This particular video I played is a continuation of the video I made on Afghanistan. In that video, a sniper, an old soldier, said that 80% of men in Afghanistan are gay. And I remember talking about the Bachar, what's that called? Bachar Bachar Bazi. Yeah. I remember talking about it. It's a thing there. And they have the men Thursdays. I can't remember the exact name for that. And I went on talking about how they treat women is telling. It's more about the sex for them. And they are more interested in men, having sex with men. Have you stumbled upon those street interviews where men have been asked, if you've been given the opportunity to become a woman, what would you do? All the videos I've come across so far, their answers all tilted towards sex. It's either they become sex workers, they go to the salon and get dressed up to attract men, they get free services from men. That's that's what most of them said, if not all of them. So what I'm getting from these videos I've spoken about so far is men are more interested in beauty, in how you look. If you don't meet the beauty standard, they shame you. Even if you meet the beauty standard, they shame you because they have double standard and they are very hypocritical. Yeah, they pushed women into meeting beauty standard to satisfy them. They turn around and shame those women. Let's have a look at this video. It's all about sex for them.
If you were a lady for 24 hours, what's the first couple things that you would do? If you were a lady for 24 hours, what's the first couple things that you would do? I would go make my nails, then I would go make my hair, and then I have a lot of friends, you know, a guy friends, my brothers. So what would you do with the guy friends? Let them hit.
Imagine.
The first thing that came to mind is, fuck my friends. When he made this look right here, he knew exactly what nails and what hair his friends like. And he was like, shit, I'm gonna go make sure my friends taken care of. Like, this is homoeroticism personified, as well as illustrating how a lot of times when people say, hey, men sexually attracted to women, but love, they homeboys love, this is the example. My man said, my friend's cute. I want to go be objectified by my friends. Imagine me and his friends watching this. They be like, yeah, man, my boy gonna make sure we get some. I'll be like, bro, what are you trying to say? This is some British shit. There's also some white shit. I can see this definitely happening in the States. So I have a lot of friends, you know, guy friends.
If you were a lady for...
Do I have to say more on this? No. I've seen so many videos like this. So many videos like this. You ask them, should you be given the opportunity to become a woman for a few hours? What would you do? Have sex. Sleep around. Have things to do with men. It's all about sex for them. Still on shaming women, let's talk about a story that was shared by a, a widow. Being a widow is a shameful thing in Nigeria because they treat those women badly. Even women also treat those women badly. Being a widow in Nigeria, you're not allowed to be with another man. They might give you maybe 2 years, 3 years, depending on the family of your husband, the tradition. But should a man lose his wife, 2 months is okay for the man to start dating and remarry. But it's not same with women. Let's have a look at this video. If you do, they will shame you.
And you would think on Instagram about the unique challenges of being young and being widowed, and I got a mixture of feedback. Some people were like, you are truly stupid for doing this, that widows should be humble people. You shouldn't come out and start talking about this kind of thing. Nobody wants to hear this. You would see stories of widows being mistreated, and you would think that it's the movies. It's real. Those things you watch, the way they treat widows, it happens in real life. I've seen it. We have a very dark perception of widowhood in Nigeria. For example, there was a widow that went to a wedding a year after her husband had passed, and she lived in the family house with her relatives, with her husband's relatives. She got back and she was beaten.
What?
Yes.
By who?
By her brother-in-law. I have a widow sis who is a photographer who they had booked her for a wedding, and the bride found out that she was a widow and cancelled.
Why?
Yes, because she said her mother said that she doesn't want her to infect her with bad luck, because she doesn't want her husband to die.
Do you experience any of these ridiculous stories?
Yes.
Unfair treatment we get as women. Like I said, should a man lose his wife, it's okay for him to remarry within 3 months. But it's not same for women. The family will drag you, they'll kick against it. They expect you to mourn the man forever. If they see you with another man, they will start thinking and even speculating that you killed your husband. But it's not same with men. Men don't experience the same thing. The unfair treatment that women receive, it's alarming in different areas, in different parts of the world. It's not just located in one area, it's global. I was going to talk about the second video clip I played. I think I forgot. Let me talk about it. Don't let anyone humiliate you. Don't let anyone shame you because you made a mistake. For example, as a lady, if you were someone that was in the habit of sleeping around and then you decided to do differently, not because of your past, means that you're going to allow people treat you badly, allow men treat you badly, allow them use your past to make you settle. No. Not because you were into taking substance and then now you're clean means that you have to have low self-esteem. You have to have low standards. No. Always walk with your head high. Your past does not define you. Like she said, mistakes do have consequences, but they should not define you. Don't let people use that against you. Men are good at punishing women. It's okay for men to have body counts, but it's not okay for you as a woman to have body counts. They are so quick to use that to shame women. But to them, it's like whatever they they do goes because they are just simply because they are men. Nothing special, nothing extraordinary, just simply because they are men. A man can have his noodles out there in public and get married the next day. No one would say much about that. Rather, you would have men hailing his sexing skills. But the woman he was doing that with in that noodles that went viral will be castigated. She will be slut shamed. And it will make it difficult for her to get married. Should she find a man that chose to be with her, that man will be shamed, called all sort of names, called simp. The unequal treatment is obvious in every aspect of our society. It's not hidden. Why is it so? That's what a lot of people are asking. Why is it like that? Why is it so? Why are men treated way different the way women are treated? Even when men do the worst, they don't see anything wrong with that. They give them a pass. It's difficult being a woman in this world we live in. It's difficult. This is a video I saw and I felt like we should talk about it. It's quite interesting. Although I've heard people talk about how people that are well to do financially, do they really say they they get into relationship or they don't? Anyways, I don't want to say things that are not really what it is. I just want to be sure before I say what I have to say. So because of that, let me just play this video because I really cannot remember exactly how they say it. Sometimes I speak very fast. Hmm.
Realize how big of a deal this was
Hold
till
on.
about 3 years ago when I learned this. Wealth management firms, consultant firms that have single. A lot of women don't understand the world that they created for themselves. This right here, I did not realize how big of a deal this was till about 3 years ago when I learned this. Wealth management firms, consultant firms that have single male clients are telling them to stay the fuck away from women. Tells them do not approach women. It tells because it's like their job is to protect your money. And like she said, the consulting firm I was an intern over at summer advised their wealthy single male clients in writing do not approach women. A friend of mine, well, I wouldn't call him a friend, is an acquaintance, a rich guy, single guy. They sent him a letter telling him not to approach women. If he's approached, good. If it's an introduction through friends, okay. But do not approach women. And they attached a bunch of case laws to prove that walking up to a woman and just approaching her will cost you financially. So now it's funny hearing all this discourse on the internet talking about, oh, men don't approach women and blah blah blah. Rich guys don't care. No, rich guys are literally being told by their by their wealth management firms to stay the fuck away from you hoes because y'all want to be. The thing is, I don't even know. We've created a mentality of superiority in our women to the point that y'all feel it's okay to humiliate men. There was a very, very, when I mean very, very insanely unattractive woman that made a video talking about she want men to stay out of her inbox. Everybody laughed at her. Everyone laughed at her and called her blah, 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 blah. And then she dropped receipts. And look, you should have seen the number of men that were in her DMs. So it's like even the insanely unattractive women can get thousands of men. Can you imagine what the pretty ones get? That mentality has created a whole... Oh, listen, all I'm trying to say here is wealth management firms, investment firms, banks, a lot of these institutions that handle money are telling the rich single men that y'all are praying for to stay the fuck away from you. A lot of women don't understand the world that they.
I'm trying to understand what he said. I get it. I get what he said, but like when I say I'm trying to understand, it's like he's not making so much sense to me. He said, unattractive woman, insanely unattractive woman. So he's basically saying she's ugly. So if a woman that he considers ugly is getting so much attention from men, what then do you think is going to happen to a woman that men consider to be beautiful? Okay, he said that. He also said that women are humiliating men when they get approached by men. How? Women are very expensive. Approaching a woman is very expensive. That's why I said I don't understand what he's saying. But the message I got from what he said is this: that top firms are discouraging men from approaching women. So if you're in an organization that is considered to be a top firm and the men are not approaching you, this man is saying the reason why it is so is because the people that own such firms have encouraged those men not to approach women. Reason being, women are expensive. And women are humiliating men. How? Women are expensive, so if you approach a woman, she's going to trick you and make you spend the company's money. Is that the point? For me, it's more like if you approach a woman, you get distracted and you're not going to deliver at work. That's what makes more sense to me. Or are they scared that the women are going to encourage those men to steal the money from the firm, because it seems like those men, they hold very delicate positions? They should say it that way, because what he said, trying to add things together, it's not making sense to me. It's not making sense to me. So if a woman that he said, or a woman that he considered insanely unattractive, is getting a lot of DMs from men, it means men are thirsty. It means men are really approaching women. Maybe they can't do it physically. They are doing it on social media. I don't know. His message is not clear. I'm trying to make sense out of it. So it means they are approaching women on social media. They are not approaching women physically, because if you do physically, women are expensive. Maybe they are going to bill you. Because some women they do bill men. Like, you ask them out, you have to pay for their outfit. Yeah, you have to pay for their outfit. You have to pay for their time, because you're the one asking them out. The time they will spend on applying makeup. Their makeups are expensive. You have to consider paying for that as well. Is that exactly what he's talking about? I know not all women are this way, but I'm not going to act like women that do these things don't exist. High maintenance women do, because they have to maintain themselves. So, in a nutshell, top firm men, I mean, men that are working in top firms, don't approach women physically. They do that on social media via their DMs. I just thought we could talk about it because I'm trying to understand what he's saying. But anyways, if I try to tie everything together, it shows you that beauty is very important. Beauty is the currency. We've spoken about this before. In the world we live in, this current world we live in, beauty is the currency. And that's what most men are interested in when it comes to women. If you're beautiful, Men will allow you get away with so many things. And also have this at the back of your mind. In your also have this at the back of your mind that in your pursuit of getting beauty or being pretty or enhancing your beauty, men will also turn around and shame you for wanting to please them. There's no excuse. Yeah. He did mention that women are humiliating men. I've heard of this before. I don't know how they do that. Does he mean asking a man to be responsible and accountable is humiliation? Is he saying that women speaking up against catcalling is humiliation? Yeah, all women needs to have their own money, and that is what a lot of women are trying to do, and men are also shaming them that they are too independent. There was a comment I recently saw on TikTok. I think I read that comment in one of the videos I made. This man said that since women have decided to be independent, he has also decided to stop protecting women, stop assisting women. Should he see a woman being spoken down on, being beaten, being maltreated in public, he would not bat an eyelid. He would walk and pass because there is no point since they want to be independent. There's no point protecting them. So there's nothing you will do as a woman that a man will be happy with. As long as there's absolutely nothing, even if you decide to be a doormat for them, they will still find fault. They will still cheat on you. They will still tell you you're not good enough. The reason they cheated is because of you. You caused it. You're not appealing enough. So the best way to navigate this world is F them all. Do you? People will always talk. That's the truth. No matter what you do, I'm not talking based on women alone now, as an individual existing on this planet. No matter what you do, people will always talk. You do it, you don't do it, people will always talk. And this is for the young ladies and also young men. If you come across this channel, live your life for you. People will always talk. If you live your life based on how people feel, how people view you, their perception of you, you will never have happiness. Your life will be far from being happy. Because I tell you, so many people are all about keeping up with the Jones. They truly don't care about you as a human being. The reason why they check in with you is to see if they are better off than you are. The moment you start moving up the ladder, the skill, more than they are, it becomes a problem. Some people are happy with you, some people are happy assisting you because they feel like they are better off than you in life. But the moment they notice that you've leveled up and you're better off, they will stop supporting you. It becomes a problem. So, why would you want to live your life worried about what people would say, what people think about you, when you know how people are? Only a few truly care about you. Majority of people don't care. It's fakeness and lip service. This does apply to women as well. Men will always talk. The society will always talk. Always remember, they have this whole shaming system for women, to break women, to make sure You don't go against their policies, their strategies. It's a well thought out system. So you need to be shameless if you want to succeed, if you want to excel. You need to grow that tough skin. You need to grow that tough skin. I'm not saying that you should be shameless and do what is going to affect your next neighbor. No, but be shameless when it comes to your life, your decision. When it comes to, for example, if you're a woman and you want to work, you want to be single, you don't want to be married, you have to be shameless about it. Talk about it, not for validation's sake, but owning it. Because when you talk about it, it means you've owned it. It means you don't care what people think. And you should also have at the back of your mind that you're going to have backlash, especially from men. I made a video recently and I spoke about how Nigerian men attack successful women that they think are single on social media. You would see a woman thriving on social media, running her business, looking good, looking like she's getting the bag. Then you go to the comment section, you would see men advising her, unsolicited advice. Oh, consider getting married. You're getting old. No man will want you in the next few years. This is the best time to get married. What's the point of all these things if you don't have a man in your life? You need to start a family. If you go to the comment section of women that appear to be successful on social media, I mean the Nigerian space, you will definitely see men talking about this. And then the next line is, oh, she's sleeping around, she's a prostitute. She cannot make it without a man. There's a man somewhere bankrolling her. When I see comments like that, they make me laugh. Most of the men leaving such comments are suffering. They are struggling. Those women are clearly above them because you don't see men that have their lives together, men that have things going on for them, that men that are happy leave such comments. When people troll you, they are projecting. It's a reflection of the battle they have inwardly. Why should you be rude to someone you don't know? It means you're battling something. Something is wrong with you inwardly. You need to look inwardly and deal with the problem you have inwardly. So when people say nasty things to people, when men troll women, it is their insecurities speaking. I have a couple of other videos to look at. Someone is asking, do I have a lot of trolls on this channel? Possibly, because the truth of the matter here is this: sometimes I don't have the time to look at the comments. Sometimes I get a lot of comments. The comments I happen to reply are the ones that I see on my phone. Yeah, some people can be so rude. Like the last comment. Okay, I wouldn't say the last comment. There was a video I made and I said bye. If you feel like I did not use the right term, there's a better approach to that. Not making a statement like, I can't believe in 2026 people can still people are still struggling with differentiating sexual orientation from sexual behavior. Like, kilo shele, are you okay? Are you normal? Yeah, I think they might have a lot of trolls. I haven't really seen much. I guess they have. Maybe I'm the one that is not seeing them. Yeah, but some people can be very rude, very condescending, and they try to be slick about it. There was another comment I got, a supporting comment. This person told me, MJ, I'm supporting you. And then the person went on to repeat the same thing. Maybe you think I'm stupid. You're obviously siding the person and telling me you're supporting me. No, I could read between the lines. Here, some comments can be very. Let me say this: when people leave toxic comments, I don't know what they actually think of the the creators or the person that owns the channel. I know sometimes you may feel some certain type of way, but consider the person that is going to read it. That's if your intention is for the person to read it. The person might not even see it. Other people might read it. It's either you're encouraging others to troll the person or not. What happened was, let me explain what happened. If someone is gay and the person sleeps with a woman for procreation, that person is technically not bi, but there's no name for it. I don't know if they have a name, but there is no name for that combo. You get? So I made a video on the Afghanistan people, and I said these men are gay, but bye. I just said okay, bye. I call them bye because I feel like because they go to sleep with women. You understand? They also sleep with women for procreation. They are bi to me. I use that term bi because of the action. Attraction, they're attracted to women, to men. I know being bi, you have to be attracted to both opposites. It's opposite sex, to same sex and opposite sex. It's all about attraction, not action. But what I explained had both attraction and action. And I asked them, do you have a term for it? You just would have solved this problem by saying this is the exact word. I wasn't even going to listen to the first person that left the comment because you were rude, saying in this 2026 people are still that is rude. That is condescending. Don't speak to me in that manner. Live stream is very different from pre-recorded videos. You can easily edit stuff and you understand. But with live stream, no, it's out there. So many sexually confused. The Afghanistan men. I don't think Afghanistan men are sexually confused. They know what they want and they just use marriage to deceive women. I know there's some people that are sexually confused. I also pointed out while having that back and forth that some people originally started as um straight people, but maybe along the line they became gay. They became attractive to the opposite sex. I've seen cases where men that were never gay became gay after getting married. Maybe they had one encounter with a gay person and then they feel like, oh, okay, I want to identify as being gay. And also being bi. Sorry, being no, wait, what am I even saying? And that makes them bi, yeah. I get you. Yeah, I even said it. I don't know if you were at the last stream. I said it that this topic is very sensitive, and I try as much as possible not to um be on anyone's bad side. People are allowed to be whatever they want to be as long as they're not harming anybody. I just used the word "by" and I went on with what I was saying. And I remember telling the person that people that understood what I meant moved on with it, carried on. There's no point trying to become an eraser. If you want to become a correction fluid, there's a way you do it. I guess I'm confused. I don't know what people are talking about here in the comment section. Let me go back to my conversation. Let me leave the people in the comment section. Hold on, I have more videos to play. Someone said feminism is hilarious. Okay. Yeah, let's watch this video about traditional men. She said traditional men are wicked. If you think you're a traditional man, then you're a wicked person. Is this what is showing? Yeah.
Do you know the level of wickedness it takes to watch your partner do everything on her own and you just sit back and watch and enjoy the show? When I listen to this patriarchal warlords talk, and I'm just like, you're not traditional, you're just wicked, you're cruel. And I wish more and more women would stand up to that cruelty. You wake up as a man, have your bath, get dressed, and zoom, you've gone to work. You watch your wife wake up in the same house, has to wake up maybe a few hours before you, bathe the kids, feed them, pack their lunch, make your breakfast, pack your lunch, maybe even drop the kids off at school because you're going to work, and then go to work herself, and then come back from work, pick the kids, come home, do assignments, tidy the house, play with the kids, then cook dinner, cook your dinner, serve you, clean up, and you just sit back and watch. You are wicked. You are wicked. And every time I talk about these things, you see a bunch of women coming to my DM to say, oh, well, but if he can afford to, he cannot afford it. Only 5% of Nigerians have 500K in their account. He cannot afford to bring you a chef and a nanny and a driver. He can't afford it. There's no money in the land. There's no money in the land. He can't afford it. And even if you can afford it, you think that absolves you of your responsibility as a parent? You think so? You think that bringing a 16-year-old young girl from the village, you think she's ready to raise your children? How much education has she had? How much exposure? Who prepared her to be a parent? We say this because every Father's Day people start crying. Nobody remembered International Men's Day. Nobody remembered Father's Day because your wives are so tired. They are too tired. They're tired. There's no space. There's no space. They're tired.
It's not for us. It's for you. If you like, listen.
Feminism is literally the most hilarious thing that I've ever seen. Picture this: traffic. No man likes sitting in it. To go to a job that you don't like. Unless you're a very small group of people, most people work jobs because it's a means to an end. To play corporate politics, to work a 9 to 5. None of this stuff men like doing. Hell, nobody really likes doing it. So feminism literally taught women to fight for the right to be as unhappy as the average man, and we call that progress. Bro, I don't even work a corporate job. I don't want to sit in traffic. I don't sit in traffic. I don't work a 9 to 5. Hell, like, I like being at home all day. I like having my time to travel the world. Like, to let the women go work, bro. They fought for the right to be miserable like men. And men were like, go, short shit, go do it. I'll start an online business. You girl boss up. Feminism is...
Okay, let's talk about this. I think he's missing the point. I don't think anyone loves to suffer. Maybe some people do. Some people like it when they're in pain. Being in traffic is not fun to some people. Office politics is not fun to some people. Some people even hate their jobs. To some people, yeah, they'd rather stay at a job that they hate than become a full-time stay-at-home mom. It's not like they don't find their homes conducive enough to want to stay all day, but it's more about the power that comes with having your own money. Do you know what it is for you to give someone that power over your life completely? Do you know what it feels like? Just because you don't have your own money, you have to depend on the person to feed you. Whoever you allow to feed you 100% controls your life. Because if that person chooses to pull the plug, what then becomes of you? Do you know the feeling that comes with you knowing that this person feeds me? I want money, I have to go to this person. As a human being, you will naturally start living your life to please that person. You wouldn't want to hurt the person. You will be forced to swallow some certain things. Even when the man says it's okay for you to be free, you will not be completely free. You will not completely be yourself. You would find yourself always wanting to be on the man's good side. That's not freedom. That's you living in bondage. And I guess this is what, I don't guess, I know this is what a lot of women are fighting for. This is for the good men that are not mean to their wives because they're the ones feeding them. Even with that, women want freedom. I'm not even talking about the fact that what if he changes his mind tomorrow? He can be good today. His goodness tomorrow is not guaranteed. What if he falls out of love? What if he loses his life? What if he loses his source of income? Then talk more of you staying with a man that is mean, that reminds you every day how much you depend on him to survive. So if freedom is going to come with being in traffic, having a toxic work environment, some women are more than happy taking it, as long as it gives them their own money and their own voice. So I guess he's missing the point. If the work environment was that toxic, the traffic was that bad, why are men not choosing to stay home? Just a few. He said he would rather stay home, but we know that doesn't apply to all men. Why are men not choosing to stay home if what he described is as bad as he's making us think it is? Which tells you they understand the importance of you having your own money. Men are willing to climb tall buildings, skyscrapers just to earn a living. If that man is a provider man, do you think he's doing it because of his family alone? A lot of them are doing it because of the power. A lot of them are doing it because of the power that comes with money, the freedom that comes with you having your own money. Of course, you might not have 100% freedom if you have your money and you're still tied to the government, to their policies and all that. But I don't want to make that a topic. Yeah. And then the lady that spoke about provider men, yeah, because that's what they call them. Provider men that have women that stay home and do all the chores. There are some men that don't assist, they don't lift up a pin. A woman would a woman would wake up at 4 a.m. just to make sure her children are ready for school. For school. That man would wake up at 7. All he thinks about is himself and his work. If you complain, he tells you he has to be at work because he needs to pay the bills. Yeah, there are cases like that. I think I made a video on that a couple of days back. I think so, where the woman was the breadwinner of the family. She goes to work, and the man stays home doing nothing, expecting her to come back. She comes back home, cooks, takes care of the children. He just acts like the princess. Same woman had to also send money to the man's mother, her mother-in-law, to support him. She did lose her mind at some point. She was diagnosed of bipolar, but the clinician helped her, told her that what she's experiencing is not bipolar. It's too much workload. Yeah. There are some men that are happy staying home. They are very handy. They are home husbands. They know what to do. They are happy doing that. And when the women they have in their lives come back, they share things like they live in harmony. You cannot compare a woman being the breadwinner of the family and having her husband stay home to do the house chores to a man doing that. Women have this mindset of wanting to oversee things when it comes to children and the management of the home. They will still want to see, they will still assist. But men, they don't have that ingrained in them. It's not in their brain. They believe she's going to fix it. So it's easier for you to see a man that is a full provider husband focus only on his job, not wanting to assist. So I guess as women, we prefer going to work. We prefer the traffic, the toxic work environment, the office politics. We would take that rather than staying with a man that will always remind you of how much you're depending on him to feed. A toxic man that does not appreciate your invisible labor or your all that you do for the family. We all know that a stay-at-home mom does more than a provider husband. I know some work are tedious, some work are risky, especially with the people working on in the oil firm, people going to the ocean to drill oil, people mining natural resources and all that. Not just those jobs, they have other jobs that have higher risk. Those ones are not coming to mind. We all know that. But regardless of the risk, when you talk about the workload, stay at home moms do more. It's not just about physical, because some jobs are physical. You just have to do things, you don't have to think too much. We stay at home, you do everything, both physical, mentally, spiritual, a whole lot. So it's more tedious.
For 10 to 12,000 years. Women, it's time. We need you to take over. Everything across the board. Men have been dominating the human species for 10 to 12,000 years. No one asked them to. I don't think anyone took a vote on it. But the results, terrible. Awful results with this experiment. Most people aren't aware that we have a close primate cousin called the bonobo. We share 99.8% of our genetics with them, just like chimpanzees. Chimps are a male-dominated species. They're violent, they wage war on neighboring groups, and they force females to mate with them through violence and aggression. Bonobos are a female-dominated primate species. Coalitions of female bonobos team up to keep aggressive males in check. They're hypersexual. That sounds fun. And most importantly, I really want you to listen to this part so it sinks in. No one has ever observed a bonobo killing another bonobo. Ever. It's time for the experiment to end. Women, we need you to take over. Let me know what I can do to help. Women, it's...
That's quite an interesting one. And he spoke about things that I might have to look into more. Nature has a lot to learn from. I think one thing I've heard people make reference to a lot is the way lions and lionettes cohabit. Yeah. People often say lion is lazy. The lioness is the one that protects and does most of the job. No, I think they say lion does the protection, but lioness is the one in charge. I wouldn't say this world is a mystery. I wouldn't say that. Maybe it is because I don't know much about it in this video, so that's why I played it. We all know how chaotic this world has been. The world is currently people bombing, fighting, chaos, wanting to recolonize people, forcefully taking over people's nations and all that. I don't think there's peace on this planet. Innocent people being killed, trafficked, molested, raped. There's a whole lot. A whole lot. The world is a sad place, and I understand when people say they don't want to give birth. And they take it further by saying they don't even want to give birth to a girl child. Because by so doing, they will be doing that lady, that girl, sorry, their unborn child, or the girl they give birth to a disservice. Because the world is not fair to women. Because the world is not fair to women. It's not a good place for a woman to exist in. I don't know. Is this comment for me? I think I'm trying to understand the last comment. I guess the person is making reference to the video I played. I'll try as much as possible to make sure in in few days to come that the comments will start showing on the screen. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the software I'm using. So I need to get like a plugin on a plugin or something that will make the comments show on the screen. I think people would prefer reading the comments so they can easily catch up on what I'm talking about rather than have me read it out or even read it without even reading it out. Yeah, I think I should end the live stream. Thank you so much for making it an engaging one with your participation in the comment section. I really do appreciate it. And I'm trying not to make promises because I've noticed that whenever I say I'm going to show up tomorrow, something comes up. So I'd rather not say anything and show up when I can. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I will see you all in the next one. Good night. And enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for your support once more.